Hello, Lions fans, and welcome to episode 69 of Just Lying Around, Detroit Lions podcast, presented by the World of Football. I'm your host, Kyle Sutherland. I am joined by my co-host and brother-in-law, Adam Snow. Adam and everyone watching, I'm not going to lie, but about 7 minutes into the fourth quarter, I texted Adam there, and I said, screw this. I'm shutting the game off. I'm going outside to blow leaves. And no,
This is a real text message I received. I made sure to screenshot it. At 3:46, Kyle bailed on this game while my poor wife sat there and took this nonsense and said, "This isn't very good for my health." And I was like, "Thank you. I've been doing this for 36 years." So, yeah, a win's a win. I guess we have a lot to unpack here, but my God, the fact that the Lions didn't grab a lead until overtime, my God, they haven't done this to us in a while. It was almost same old Lions, almost. But yeah. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on the game, Kyle, because, your only text was you saying you're going to go blow leaves.
Yeah, I was at work today, so started watching this game at work and kept running through my head. Same old Lions. Are we getting back to the same old Lions? Is that coming back? But very upsetting game today. I felt like the Lions should have had this in hand handily, and we shouldn't be stressed out about a game like this today.
It shouldn't have been. It is what it is. Look, I knew coming in, I was like, look, Jameis Winston's he's gonna make plays one way or the other. He did have that scary pick, but he also, can we give them a little credit? Like, they executed a couple of trick plays that just, I don't know what the Lions defense was doing half the time. It seemed very unlike them. A lot of the defenders were just not, getting home where they needed to go. Oh, looks like lost Kyle here for a hot second. We'll try to get him back momentarily. But I don't know. This was a Lions game that I never really felt like the game was out of reach. Yeah, it did smell a little bit like same old Lions here and there. And welcome back, Kyle. But I sat there on my couch with my arms crossed thinking they're going to pull this one out. I just don't know how. And then, when they got down by 10, I was starting to, that same old Lions mentality kind of came. It's like, look, the moment they do something good where you're like, okay, I get it. Slow start. They're getting back into it. They're getting into a rhythm finally. And then they go down by 10 and you're just like, my wife noted all the heavy sighs. I was like, yeah, the heavy sigh. That's the thing. That's what I do. Watching the game, it's a lot of that for this game, and some of the games when the Lions are stressing me out. I told her it's not going to be better on Thanksgiving because we're going over to Dad's, and me and Dad will probably be the same exact way. Arms crossed and a lot of huffing and puffing. So yeah.
There's a few times when I was yelling at home because I don't know. But let's carry on here. Obviously on this show, we're going to cover the Lions versus Giants game. Then look ahead at week 13 game against the Green Bay Packers on Thanksgiving. So we've already discussed a little bit. Yeah, this game wasn't looking too good for the Lions, obviously. Felt like they should have gotten this handled early, run away with the lead. No looking back, but yeah, give it up for Jameis Winston throwing those moon balls out there and just making plays. I don't know what it is, but every time we face a backup quarterback, we just make them look like all pros out there. I don't know what it is.
It's truly a curse.
Yeah. So yeah, let's just jump into the stats real quick and then give our thoughts about this game. So we had the Lions, Jared Goff, 28 of 42, 279 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Jahmyr Gibbs, I mean, this guy is, I don't know, I don't want to say the next Barry Sanders, but he keep putting up stats like this, putting the team on his back every week like he trying to do last game. And then this game, we had 15 carries for 219 yards, 14.6 average, 2 touchdowns, and also 11 receptions for 45 yards and 1 touchdown.
AKA he carried my fantasy team today, Kyle.
Oh yeah, how many
me-
points?
Oh, he got me 55.4 points today.
Jeez.
It's looking good for my downtrodden 7th place team to try to squeak into the playoffs here in my fantasy league. So, praise be to Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah. And then got Amon-Ra St. Brown, 9 receptions for 149 yards and 1 touchdown. Giants side, Jameis Winston, 15 of 31 for 343 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception.
The first 300-yard passer we've allowed all year long.
Yeah, and I believe he also caught a touchdown as well.
Yep, he had a touchdown catch.
Sheet there. Yeah, trick play there. He got a touchdown as well.
One catch for 33 yards.
Yeah. He had 8 receptions for 153 yards and 1 touchdown, looking like a superstar out there. And then for team stats, real quick, total yards pretty even. New York Giants 521 and the Lions 494 yards. Rushing yards looks pretty great on this sheet, but I want to talk more about this rushing attack for the Lions. New York Giants 122 yards and the Lions 237 yards. Third down efficiency always been a problem lately for the Lions, 5 of 12, while New York Giants 8 of 16 and 1 of 2 on 4th down tries. Sacks allowed. I think Giants ended up with 1, and they sacked Goff with 3 times. And yeah. Anything else you want to add there, or should we get into the thoughts of the game?
Well, let's I'll jump back over real quick. You know, despite Amon-Ra's really nice day, 9 catches, 149 yards, on 13 targets, a couple of those drops, man, were killers that he had. I don't know what has been going on with him. Like, look, we got the win. He had a really nice stat day, got into the end zone. He definitely made a couple of big crucial catches, you know, down the stretch when we needed him. But there's just some uncharacteristic drops by Amon-Ra, the last 2 games especially. You can't blame it on the weather. They were in the dome today. So I don't know what the deal has been with Amon-Ra. Is it the gloves? Is it the gloves? I started noticing he's got the gloves with the 14 on it. Maybe it's time to ditch the gloves and get some different pairs because something's happening. I mean, I know, like I said, he had a great day today, stat-wise, but a few of those drops were killers early on, and it really set Detroit back in this game. Brock Wright, solid 3 catches for 29 yards. I think those few catches he had were clutch. And unfortunately, I don't know why Tesla's on there with no catches. You know, he had 1 target. Jameson Williams, no catches, targeted 3 times.
Yeah.
That's something else. That's something else they got to fix. There was a couple of times where I was like, this is a JMO play right here. And they didn't get JMO the ball. They tried to get JMO the ball. He couldn't hold on to it at one point. But they got to find a way to balance those receivers out a little more. Like, and they can't just keep dumping it off to Jahmyr either, as great as Jahmyr is. Like, 11 catches for Jahmyr Gibbs is absolutely insane to me. While, yes, he's a great weapon, and that's the kind of stuff you want him to do, they need to balance it out, and I think they need to get it down the field more to a Jameson Williams.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll jump into that. Receivers, like you said, Amon-Ra dropping a few balls. Jameson dropping a few balls as well. They need to really – I don't know what they got to do during practice, but they can't let Goff down, especially on critical plays there. I don't know if they got to just get on that catch machine like Amon-Ra does and catch 200 balls of practice or what. But they got to do something because we can't keep going through each game with critical drop passes like that has been going on the last 2 games there.
And I've been very lenient on the offensive line. You know, here we are. We're 11 weeks into the season, 12 weeks into the season. And the offensive line, while definitely not what they were last year, we are missing Frank Ragnow. And it's very evident now. I think the interior guys got to step it up a little more. I mean, there's so much pressure that came from the inside that Goff just took a couple of really bad sacks. There was even one play, I forget when it was. The Lions had so much. They had a wide open Montgomery on the bottom of the screen. No, the defensive back was like 10, 15 yards off of him. and Goff still took a sack. When I was like, why didn't Goff just like throw it just a very fast pass to Monty on the outside? Could have at least got 6-7 yards. I'm not saying he would have got a first down or anything, but Goff ended up taking a sack when there was all that cushion. Like there was so much open field, and I don't feel like the Giants rushed more than 4 guys on that play, especially. And the Lions still took a terrible sack. So something's got to be done with that interior offensive line. I hate to already talk about offseason, but you got to start looking at maybe Glasgow not being the answer at center.
Yeah,
find a new center next year, or do you transition to Ratledge playing center next year and then moving Glasgow to guard? Again, too early to start talking offseason stuff like that, but they got to get better on the interior. Otherwise, when Goff doesn't have the time, that we see what happens. The moment Goff gets pressure, it is a totally anemic Lions offense.
Yeah, so going off that offensive line, Graham Glasgow is not the answer at center. Unfortunately, you're probably going to have to have the whole season with Graham Glasgow at center this for the last couple more games we got. But
there's no getting around it. He's the guy at center. We're not changing now.
But yeah, next year, definitely move Tate Ratledge to center or draft a center or maybe get one in free agency. Whatever they got to do. I don't know how much longer Glasgow is with the team. I don't know if it's this year or next year, but we definitely got to get him back into the guard position next to Sewell because he can't be the center next year.
Yeah. C-Dog dropping by just says hi. He's watching the Cowboys game. I don't know why he would want to put himself through that. Other than the Eagles wearing their throwbacks.
This is the only time I'm going to root for the Cowboys. I hope they beat the Eagles.
I mean, I hope they beat the Eagles too, but I think I picked the Eagles to win. I got to keep my perfect 8-0 picks up to this point going, Kyle.
Yeah, but you can't get any help with the Bears winning again and the
stupid
Vikings
Bears. God, stupid Vikings.
Green Bay Packers winning.
So
yeah.
Lord.
So let's continue with this game here.
Yeah.
Beginning of the game, offense looked like crap. Whether it be the offensive line not giving Goff time to throw, protecting Goff, the O-line not opening up holes for the running backs to run the ball. It's just something we're going to have to live with for the rest of the season, but I don't know if they got to get better. I know that Mahogany, he's got a couple more weeks on IR. He might be back towards the end of the season. I don't think that's going to be the answer there that can help, but yeah, they got to get that running game going there. Yeah. No celebration in the Lions locker room.
Yeah, nope. Founder of the world of football right there chiming in. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I still think you celebrate a little bit. A win's a win. Come on. No. It's the NFL. A win's a win. But if you're Dan Campbell and the Lions with a short week, I grant you that they got to clean up so much. And unfortunately, Dan Campbell's the reoccurring thing in all his speeches have been, we got a lot to clean up. Every week, guys, there's something to clean up. I have not seen the Lions play a very good game in a minute. They have not given me that confidence. Now going up against a Green Bay team that I'm going to be wavering. Even like they won this game, I am now wavering on who I'll probably end up picking between the Lions Packers. And it hurts me to say I might be leaning the other way after today's game for Detroit. But yeah. I don't know if we're going to get some guys back. I don't think it's going to help. The Green Bay is going to get a couple guys back. So, boy, it's tough right now. Look, this is definitely not the Lions team I thought we were going to get this year. But also got to give credit to the Giants. Let's not make any bones about that. Look, Jameis Winston played his butt off today. The Giants took advantage of a Lions. As much as the Lions, I felt like that they prepped and said all the right things about preparing for a Giants team. Oh yeah, they're 2-9, or 2-8. We're prepared, and they're a very good football team. And it felt like they still took the Giants too lightly going into this game. So
I think they probably planning on Jackson Dart starting, so they were planning on him, and then Jameson Winston started, and they didn't really change their game plan accordingly.
Oh, well, I don't know about that. I think they had a feeling Winston would probably get the start. I think that either way, if it was Jackson Dart playing, probably would have been a lot worse. Giants probably would have won this game. I think Jackson Dart would have been running all over us. I'm surprised Jameis didn't run more, to be honest with you. I know Jameis is a
Yeah.
little older, but I would have expected that Giants QB to run no matter what. Randy, again, Lions have struggled on Thanksgiving the last few years. Yeah, it's not really been fun on Thanksgiving for us in a long time.
Yeah, my advice for next week is eat eat early, get your turkey in, take a nap, and don't stress out about the game.
Well, too late. That's already going to happen. But and this year though, it's not a noon kickoff; it's a 1:00 kickoff. So now we can get the
Yeah,
actual food out of the way at 12. The game will start at 1. So at
get your
least we won't
nap
be
in.
fighting for the TV right at dinner time or lunchtime when we eat. So
So yeah, so a couple more things. I know
get
Dan
on it.
Campbell's calling the plays, but I think they need to get rid of John Morton right now. You can't wait until the end of the season.
Yes, they
This
can.
no, it's not. It doesn't look good.
It
Like
also doesn't look good firing your offensive coordinator middle of the season when he's
well,
not even the one
he's
calling the
not the
plays right
answer.
now.
Not the answer.
We don't know that. Look, they are 7-4. Granted, they have not looked great in a few of these games, but I think the pieces are there. I don't know what's taking them so long to get this stuff figured out because we saw when it worked, it was you
Well,
have to control the clock.
they had
They've leaned so far away from running the ball and
yeah.
leaning the run game to establish the clock game. When the Lions established, and look, I hate the Jonathan Vilma, the guy who was one of the broadcasters for the game. Can't stand him. I can't believe he's been on our screens multiple times this year. That dude is awful at announcing. Get him out of here. I don't mind Kenny Albert, but they put up the stat on the screen about when the Lions rush and score rushing touchdowns, they win these games. They have to control the clock more. They have to keep that defense fresh. This is a defense that can be very good when they are rested. When they're a defense that's got a lot of, when the offense is anemic and the offense is out there for 3 plays and the defense is back out there, this is a defense that doesn't play the same. Their defense playing on their heels. And I think that the Lions need to they got to get back to their mojo of hard nose, run the ball with Monty, run the ball with Jameer, because either of those guys could break something. We saw what Jameer did today. Jameer just hits a couple holes, he's gone. I think that's a risk you got to start taking some more. And there was a couple of plays even where I'm like, look, I wish they would do this like when Ben Johnson was calling plays, which is when it's 3rd and long. I know it's not going to be a 4th down situation, but you run it anyway just to give yourself, because they know you're going to throw it. I think you have to still throw in a couple of those runs just to see. I know some fans won't like that option or that idea, but I think that's what we need more of. We need to keep the defense on their heels with this offense.
Well, yeah, they can do that, but the problem is when they go to run it on a 3rd and long, the offense is all scrunched together, so the defense isn't spread out and ends up being like a 3-yard gain when it should have been like a 7 or 8-yard gain. I don't know what it is this year, but I see a way too much scrunched up offense. Like they're packed in tight, not a lot of motion for Goff to figure out what kind of defense that's being called against him. I don't know. I don't like it. I think John Morton, if they don't fire him midseason, they just need to get rid of him after the season. But
I don't
play
see that
calling,
happen.
plan or whatever he comes up that isn't working.
I think Dan Campbell's got a lot to do with it. I think we can't look. I think that's a little bit of an overreaction. Give us a few more games, and maybe I'll be right there with you in a few weeks. Especially if they keep going like this, where it seems like you got one of the best sets of weapons in the NFL. The Lions have got, Gibbs, Montgomery, Amon-Ra, Jameson Williams, Laporta when he's healthy, Jared Goff, who can be a very good quarterback when given time. They've got weapons and guys to make these plays, and the fact that either Campbell or Morton, whoever it is, can't scheme up something to get these guys like the proper situations, like yeah, then maybe we got a problem. But they just got to figure it out. The fact that they haven't figured it out, that is a problem. Is it fireable right now? I don't know. It's just somebody's got to like,
So
I don't
let
know,
me
just
ask you this.
bang the
So
pot in the meetings and be like, yo, give it to them more.
so there's a play where I think it was David Montgomery lined up on the bottom of the screen there. So Goff was by himself, and they blitzed right up the middle and sacked Goff. Do you think
That's the play I was
Dan
talking about
Campbell called
earlier.
that? What?
That
We
was the
talked
play I was
about it
talking
earlier.
about earlier. Yeah.
Do
Yeah,
you
we already
think
talked
Dan
about that play.
Campbell would have drawn out that play, or was that a Johnny Morton thing?
I think that's a typical Lions play where you take what the defense is giving you, but for whatever reason, the interior of the line just collapsed. I don't know why Goff didn't get it out sooner. So I think it's a combination of bad interior O line and maybe Goff just misreading whatever it was he saw.
Wow. I don't know. Dan Campbell is a smart guy. I think he knows that the guard center combination isn't not good. So we need to have the running back in there to help with pass protection. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll see.
It's
Look,
not good.
it's there's a lot that needs to be addressed in a very short amount of time when you got a tough Green Bay team coming into your house and then a tough Dallas team. I don't care what their record is. Dallas is going to be a tough one as well, coming in a week from Thursday. So they got a lot to
Yeah.
clean up.
So yeah, moving on here. How much did it drive you crazy seeing Jamison Winston throw the ball to these wide open wide receivers?
Oh,
Was
they're
it driving
killers.
you crazy?
It absolutely. Every time I wanted to throw something at my 70-inch TV. I think even a Lions defender couldn't have stopped me from hitting my 70-inch TV. Like that's how bad they played today.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Guys were slipping. Guys weren't keeping dudes in front of them. Like Jameis just threw up, like you said, a moon ball that like was like a punt. Like where was the defender at on these guys? We're known for playing man, and we're getting beat. And then they go to zone, and then we're getting picked apart at times, where the running game starts taking off for the Giants. So it was frustrating. Kelvin Shepard's got to address something. I can't wait to get some of these corners back because that secondary is a liability at this point. I know some of those backups have come out and played good. I think having DJ Reed back was great. He made a couple of great plays early in the game, but then he's also out there slipping and sliding. And Kirby Joseph, I also think Brian Branch getting called for a ticky-tacky pass interference call, and that one penalty where it was hitting a defenseless receiver I didn't agree with.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, maybe that's just because we're Lions. I don't see that as a defenseless receiver. Like, what's Brian Branch supposed to do? Like, it's not like he led with his helmet. It was just a hard hit. Like, if we're going to throw a flag for any hard hit, good Lord, just start playing flag football.
So, yeah, I was listening to 97.1 The Ticket. Was it Tuesday when they interview Dan Campbell, and they asked him, like, why aren't the Detroit Lions receivers getting a lot of DPI calls for them versus like these other teams that are getting a bunch of defensive pass interference calls for them? And apparently Dan Campbell said like they train these receivers to be like aggressive, to like push off the or get rid of the defensive backs. So I don't know if other teams are like telling the receivers, hey, let them get all over you and make it look like it could be a flag. So I don't know. It's kind of weird there.
Well, we only have one pass interference in our favor all year. Like that's.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty low.
It is very low. It's just, I don't know. I get we have an aggressive defense, but there's times where I feel like these calls are so ticky-tack. It's nonsense.
Yeah.
So
yeah, anything else you want to add about this game besides it being the offensive? They got to clean up a lot of things versus for next week.
I thank God for Hutch showing up finally all game long. I'm like, when's he going to get a sack? We need him to get a sack. And he got it on the last play of the game. But my God, we need to do something. That pass rush is just not getting home. It has been terrible. and their tackling was awful today too. The defense has got to work on some tackling drills, because how many times did a guy get wrapped up or was in a guy's arms just for a guy to run out of it? Whether it be that running back getting away or Jameis Winston on Barnes for that 33-yard touchdown catch, tiptoeing down the sidelines when Barnes should have yanked him out of bounds, but Barnes was like, "Oh, he's got butter all over him. I can't hold on to him." Like, good Lord.
Yeah. So apparently, let's jump into the next week's game here. We'll talk about a few guys that might be coming back next week. Terrion Arnold should be back from his concussion. I guess Kirby Joseph was seen at practice running up and down the hill. So there's a possibility he might come back for next week's game, or what is it, 4 days. So I don't know if he's coming back. Pretty short turnaround there. And the defensive end that's always been hurt. What's his name? Marcus Davenport.
Oh, Davenport.
Sounds like he might be back, which would be a big boost for the Lions. Hopefully he can stay healthy
for a quarter before he gets hurt again.
Yeah. So there's reinforcements coming for that defense side. But yeah, Thursday, Thanksgiving, November 27th at 1 p.m. at the Lions. Few things I want to see that the Lions do is just keep the game close, and whatever, I don't know what happened this game, but we cannot let these receivers for the Packers get wide open like what happened this game. We can't have that. And then we got to keep Goff protected, because this front four for the Packers, they are relentless, and they got a couple great defensive edge players that is going to make it a long game if they keep getting after Goff.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, running the ball will be key against the Packers. Got to shut Jordan Love down. We got to make him uncomfortable, let him make some mistakes. I think that's the keys there for Detroit next week. So,
yep. So, anything else you want to add?
Nope, I think we're good this week.
All right, well, let's close it out.
All right, guys, we hope you enjoyed watching today's episode of Just Lying Around here on the World of Football YouTube channel, X account, and over on our Facebook page. You can also find the World of Football on the website, www.theworldoffootball.com, for news, links, upcoming events, original articles, videos, and more. If you want to get in touch with us, send us an email to info@theworldoffootball.com, or you can connect with us by going to our Facebook, X account, Instagram, Threads, all the links down in the description below for you guys. Be sure to check out our flagship podcast, This Week in the World of Football, which drops new episodes every Tuesday. Randy and I should have episode 421 on Tuesday, and that should be a fun show. And guys, if you need anything else, you can find these shows on our podcast feed wherever good podcasts can be found.
All right, that's it for us this week. Lions pull out a miracle win in overtime. Looking forward to this game on Thanksgiving, and then four days from now. And the sky's not falling, thank God.
Oh, it was for a minute when somebody was out there leaf blowing.
Yeah, well,
just never forget, everybody. Kyle gave up at 3:46 today.
I was upset. Anyways, thanks for watching, subscribing, liking, all that stuff, and we'll see you probably Friday.
Maybe Friday, maybe Saturday. It just depends. I know you got your Michigan game on Saturday, so
yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to that game as well. But until then, we'll see you around. Thanks for watching. Go Lions.
All right, guys. Go blow your leaves.